All right, what's up, guys? We're live, so we're both live on YouTube and Twitter here, and this is Libs, and with me I have Matt Blum, right? Hope I pronounced that correctly,
You did, you did.
from Eqonex, and we have a great session here in front of us. We have about an hour. I'm thinking this will be about an hour. And guys, first, before we jump into the AMA, I want to say that we have a giveaway going on right now. So if you sign up during the AMA here using the link in the description below, you will get $50. It's a $50 giveaway to everyone who signs up using that link. So don't wait around. Just check that link, click that link, sign up to the exchange. And while you do that, you're going to hear Matt Bloom talk about a little bit about himself and the background of the company and how that background has prepared Eqonex for the crypto space, basically. All right.
Cool. Well, thanks very much. It's a pleasure to be here this evening chatting with you. Yes, my name is Matt Blom. I'm head of global sales trading at Eqonex. I've been with the company just over 3 years. So my background is 25 years in traditional finance and finance markets. I've been 15 years as a trader, trading and running my own proprietary groups in the UK, Middle East and Asia. So a long history of being in the markets, in the space, and kind of got into crypto. Started trading crypto in 2014. I was lucky that I found out about Bitcoin very early on. I used to run a trading chat room, and one of the guys in the chat room started talking about Bitcoin in about 2012. At that time, I just thought he was, crazy person. What's this internet money he's talking about? I wish I'd have paid more attention then, and taken his advice to go and put $10,000 into Bitcoin back then. So unfortunately, didn't do that, and I'm still here today. So, but what they did do is kind of, as I followed Bitcoin over the years, it got me into a space where I was starting to understand Bitcoin. I was starting to understand the importance of blockchain as a piece of technology that was likely to be, as relevant as the internet was to us back in the late 90s. So when Ethereum came around, I was very prepared for what opportunity that gave to companies that were looking to raise money and launch product. And so kind of followed that very closely as well. And then over the years, kind of built more and more interest in the space. Ended up trading quite heavily through 2017. And then went on a journey where I kind of was involved in setting up a fund in Malta. And one thing kind of led to the other. And I ended up in Diginex's office, as it was then, in 2018 with Richard, the CEO. So, and at that moment in that meeting, he outlined a vision of what Eqonex would become over the following years. And for me, from a traditional finance background, it really resonated with me. Having traded on multiple exchanges from the very early days, 2014, and then sort of more actively and daily in 2017, the need to have a trusted counterparty was something I was very aware of. I was always very cautious about my balances and where they were, and being able to move balances around was always a bit of an issue. So, the vision of building a regulated, listed crypto exchange back in 2018 was a big goal and a big vision. And it was something that I felt the market needed. I felt that it would be great for the ecosystem to have that, and to have that ability to deal with an institution and a financial services company that provided you with that trust, that transparency, that security. And that's what we set about building over the last 3 and a bit years. Has been a financial services company that covers the whole ecosystem of digital assets. So we have Eqonex is now the name after we rebranded recently. We have the exchange, which is based in Singapore. It's grandfathered in under MAS regulation there. We have our custody business, which is regulated out of the UK. We were the first custody business earlier this year when the FCA announced their first kind of round of regulations and licenses that came out. We were the first standalone crypto company to be given that license from the FCA, which just shows the credit of the team that we've put together over the world. There's about 230 employees now across about 7 countries across the world. So We then have an asset management business. Again, we were the first crypto fund to be regulated in Hong Kong. And we have a capital markets business. We have a borrow lend business that we've just released. And so what we've done is we've just looked at the whole ecosystem, everything like a traditional investment bank would give you and more. And we've gone and built that, got regulated around the world across our business lines. And then in October last year, we became the first company of a crypto exchange to be listed on Nasdaq in the US. So we actually beat Coinbase to the punch. And we've done it kind of the other way around to most crypto companies. We've gone out, built all of this product, got regulated around the world and listed, and then we've essentially then come to the market to bring all of this product out to people who are serious about trading crypto, to be able to come and interact with us and use us as that kind of trusted, transparent counterparty in this space.
Yeah, I love the fact that you started building up something serious before actually, entering for real into the exchange space. So that is really what I love about Eqonex, the fact that you got listed and you start preparing for the market before actually entering the market for real. And that is way different than a lot of crypto products out there. You see them launching directly and then they start building, on top of that. And usually most of the time doesn't end that well. So maybe, I guess you kind of touched on this before, but maybe you could tell us a little about what makes Eqonex different than the competition.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, the first thing that's different about us is our principles, and what we set out to achieve, which was to provide you with a crypto exchange and financial services company that you knew you could trust. And back in 2017, when I was trading across multiple different exchanges, I didn't trust any of them. It wasn't a question. It was just the risk you took to participate in the space was the fact that things could go wrong. And I'm still sending emails to Cryptopia trying to get assets back years later, right? So, and that's just the cost. That was the cost of doing crypto at that time. So for us, we are heavily focused on KYC, on AML, on regulatory compliance and governance around the world. So the team that's put this together have got 25 years plus of experience in traditional finance across every investment bank you can name. Someone from the team has held MD positions, managerial positions, and some point chairman across the whole breadth of traditional finance. So we're bringing that into this space, and what it gives you as a user of Eqonex is the fact that everything has been built to the highest possible standards. Everything we've done allows financial institutions to enter this space and use Eqonex as a counterparty for access into digital assets, and that feeds down. So if it's good enough for the top institutions in the world, as a professional trader, as a serious crypto trader, you're getting all of those benefits are coming down, are filtering down to you, which just gives you a much better product range, product set, more security around your assets. All of our assets on our exchange are custodied under digital. We have the products that we're listing on our exchange, and the things that we're rolling out are there to serve that community, are there to help you as a trader be able to be capital efficient. We recently rolled out cross collateral, so you can come and put Bitcoin, Ethereum onto the platform, and then actually use those assets to actually go and then trade derivative products. So at the moment we have perpetual contracts live, and very soon we're rolling out our dated futures products and our options products. So again, that gives you that capital efficiency that you don't get at other venues. If you move Bitcoin to another venue, you've got to be able to sell the Bitcoin to then go and trade derivative products. So on Eqonex, you get that capital efficiency.
Yeah, so that's the cross
collateral.
Yeah, I love that. I love that idea. I think I've never seen that, honestly. So I love that idea, not to be like you said. If I hold, that's a problem as a trader. I hold Bitcoin, and I'm like, well, I need a little bit more, USD or USDT to trade that specific per contract, and I have to sell Bitcoin into that and move it around, and it's just not it's just time consuming. And you touched on
opportunity as well, right? Because when you look at your portfolio, you're like, I don't want to sell any of this, but I've got to sell some of this because I want to buy some of that, or I want to trade some of that. You're sitting in a position that you don't want to be in, which is having to give up gains on certain tokens to make gains elsewhere. So, it's one of these products that in traditional space, it's been around forever. In the crypto space, we've just brought it to market.
Yeah, I love that. You talked about KYC and AML as well, and it's needed. I mean, we want to go mainstream. We want to take over the financial world. I mean, Bitcoin has the power to really change the financial institutions of the world, and we need that. We need to go mainstream. We need security. We need higher standards. Like, I trade on several different exchanges. Do you really think I trust them? I mean, we're still back where you can't trust the crypto exchanges. Maybe there's one that I slightly trust, but it's not there. So I love the fact that you focused on the just like I talked about, the principles of trust and security. It's very much needed for the
I think
future of this space.
the vast majority of the company and the leadership team, especially, have all held regulated positions for many, many years. So we've all, in our careers, dealt with regulators and played by a very strict sense of rules. So that's exactly what we still do. There's no different. We've just brought that into the crypto space, and becoming publicly listed increases that scrutiny even more, because now it's the SEC who are scrutinizing us, on your behalf, essentially. So we have to hold ourselves to the highest standards at all times. Every coin that comes into our platform is scanned before it can go on the platform. So if you're taking coins from our platform, they're clean coins. They've all been scanned before they come in, so that you have that assurance. And one of the other things it does is it makes us a very good venue if you're looking to move fiat into the ecosystem or fiat out of the ecosystem. For me, I run the OTC desk, and we never have issues with banks, and people talk to me all the time about the problems they have sending money to crypto exchanges, and trying to take fiat out of crypto exchanges is a big problem for people. And this
Absolutely.
is something that we've been able to, through the way that we behave and our standing, allows us to be an amazing fiat gateway that, many crypto funds, many institutions, family offices, corporate treasuries have been able to use us where they've not been able to use other exchanges, purely because the banks know that we're a Nasdaq-listed company.
That's a great point. That's actually very, very, like, people might not think about that, but it's actually like getting in and out of the crypto ecosystem for a lot of people in a lot of countries are almost impossible. I mean, some banks will just shut you down, and it's insane. Like, so if we can get over that hurdle and kind of stop working on that, and if you have solutions for that, I mean, that's awesome. We have. I just want to remind people watching that if you have any questions, just free to ask them in the chat. We're gonna have some time probably at the end or later end of the web the stream to go through the questions.
I think it's an important point you make about the banks as well, is that for the banks, the reason they're not fond of crypto is because for them, serving crypto companies and allowing this ecosystem to grow, we're a direct competitor of banks and of the high street banks, especially when you look at the products that's coming out in the borrow lend space, and you look at your ability to be able to come to a counterparty and deposit USDC and get a far better rate, 5% interest, as opposed to putting that dollars in the bank and getting, zero. So the banks, and from the high street banks all the way up to the investment banks, they know that if they help crypto grow, it's like giving the burglars the keys to your house, right? You just don't do that. So, I think as more and more counterparties like us come into this space, the banks have less and less reason to challenge you, because they know that your information is safe on Eqonex. And that's a key thing banks worry about. That's what you've seen with other exchanges where banks have refused to take card payments, bank payments into that. Is they're claiming, we don't know that this company actually protects your information. So things like this, and having the right ISO certificates to show that we take data protection is just as seriously as we take KYC and AML, is the way that this has to work. And this is the way that the traditional banks and the high streets banks, come to this space with open arms and say, okay, we'll let you trade crypto, because at the moment it feels very them and us, and that won't last forever.
Absolutely. I mean, that there comes a time when the two worlds are starting to collide, and it's not a question about which, one will win over the other. I'm pretty sure there's certain there's going to be some type of merger going on between these two worlds, and we need bridges, and we need to start somewhere, right? And we can't just say, I'm going to stay out of the fiat system. I'm going to, not care about the bank. It doesn't work like that in real life, right? So you have to,
Yeah, not
work.
yet.
Yeah,
Not yet.
not yet. I mean,
are trying to lead the way there, right?
yeah, I was
And
just
trying
going to
to
say
get
that. I mean, I have personally, I'm not a lot of reason to hold a lot of money on my bank account, because like I get more from holding it inside the crypto space with different lending services and borrowing services and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's but of course you need to pay some bills with your bank account from time to time. So
you do
you
indeed.
you, you need to withdraw. All right, so let's talk about the EQO, right? If I'm pronouncing that name right, it's the native utility token of the exchange. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that, and how you think it adds value to the ecosystem.
Yeah, sure. I think like when we first started thinking about what would an exchange token of a fully regulated Nasdaq listed company look like, it gave us an opportunity to build a token with real utility, to really give value back to our users and back to the ecosystem. And when we looked at how other tokens had been distributed and released over time, we knew we didn't want to go down the ICO pre-sale model. We wanted this to be a fair release. We wanted it to be that for you, your options to own EQO is you can either buy it now on the exchange, or you can trade on the exchange and earn it as a reward for your trading activity. So the more you trade on Eqonex, as a taker in our markets, the more EQO you earn on a daily basis. And the other thing from that as well is that as a somebody who's come in and has traded and has earned EQO, the very next day is the first day you receive staking rewards, right? So as you're holding EQO over time, it's actually a product that is earning you yield. So at the moment that yields around 13% a year just for holding this token. Now, the other thing to be noted is that when exchanges list tokens, no exchange comes out and lists a token at $1 billion market cap, right? They all start on the very low side, and they build up over time as more and more people are coming on and using these tokens. So, EQO itself is around 50 cents at this moment in time. Now, if you look back over of competition tokens, things like BNB started life at 10 cents. Right? BNB's now got we know that's traded up well north of $600 over time, right? So an FTT that started at $1.78, we started at 50 cents. We've got a market cap of $10 million. BNB's got a market cap of $72 billion. And FTT's got a market cap, I think, of about $24 billion. So that just shows you that when these exchange tokens start, if you hear about them early, if we could go back in time now and we were doing this this live stream with the head of sales trading back at FTT on the day they released their tokens, right? You'd be grateful for that opportunity. So I think for us, as a token that sits inside our exchange, firstly, it offers great forward potential for price appreciation. It's fairly earned, and it's rewarded to the users of our exchange. It wasn't sold in a pre-sale to VC funds. This token has been earned, and now you can buy it on the exchange as well. But what it does is that depending on how many tokens you earn, you get different benefits for doing that. So if you hold 10,000 tokens, you get a reduction in your trading fees, and it goes up in tiers. So if you hold 50,000, it's more. 100,000, it's more. So this brings the cost of trading down. So as you bring your cost of trading down, you can trade more, and then you earn even more EQO, right? Because then it becomes even more capital efficient for you to hold, and then use EQO to be, there to essentially offset your trading fees as a taker. A lot of people are using us as a taker venue where they'll hedge out arbitrage trades into Eqonex, because you're getting a good price, but with tight spreads. But you're also getting the benefit that you earn EQO at the end of the day, which actually covers the cost it cost you to actually do that trade. So it's a huge benefit for people. And it's something that we're very proud to have created in this way. And the other things it does, obviously, with our borrow lend products, it increases the yield you receive on products. So depending on how many tokens you hold, again, it can give you up to 10% increase on your borrow lend activity inside the platform. So it's all of these things, and we will be adding more and more utility to this token as we move through and we roll out all of our different products. So we've got a multi-venue trading platform called Access. There will be airdrops that involve access in time. We've got our custodian Digivault. There'll be airdrops that give you benefits as a Digivault customer as well. So these are the kind of the key aspects of it. It allows us to reward our users, and it allows us to actually be able to come and give you value back for being a client by making our products and services cheaper to you. So it's it's $10 million market cap of a regulated crypto exchange that's publicly listed on Nasdaq. So I don't think you get these opportunities too many times in your life.
No, I seriously think it's a very interesting, and I'm honestly not saying this because we're having the AMA. I'm actually like really do believe that this is a pretty good opportunity, because like you have the foundation worked out, and if you compare it to all the other crypto exchanges, there's some really shady ones out there with you look at the price chart, and I'm regularly trading all of them, and it's most of them are in an up only mode if you look at the higher time frames. So looking at an exchange like this where the token utility, like holding it, will bring a lot of value. And I mean, yeah, you probably know where I'm getting with this. It's look into Eqo. All right, so by what so most of you guys watching probably know about the Eqo dollars and the airdrop that is going on right now, but maybe we could talk a little bit about the Eqo dollar airdrop and what is actually the Eqo dollars.
Yeah, so for our first airdrop, what we decided to do in the reward for our army of Eqo holders was to essentially give them collateral to use to trade perpetuals. So as a holder of Eqo, so if you hold 1,000 Eqos, you're going to get 100 Eqo dollars completely free of charge, put into your account. And then you can use that 100 Eqo dollars to go and then to use to trade perpetuals. Now, if you hold 50,000 Eqo, you're getting 5,000 Eqo dollars dropped into your exchange wallet, which you can then go and then use to trade perpetuals. And the way that it works is that if you have more than 50,000 tokens, so you're going to be gaining even more Eqo dollars, you can actually then gift them to friends, to the people you know who like to trade, to bring them into Eqonex with essentially a kickstart to their collateral, right? So if you go and gift a friend 1,000 Eqo dollars, they can come onto Eqonex, sign up, and they've got $1,000 to trade with from the 21st of September through to the October 29th. So, and in that period of time, any money they make is theirs. That's theirs to keep. But they've got that ability to come in and use this Eqo dollar as a collateral to trade perpetuals. It's essentially one Eqo dollar is worth one USDC. Now, at the end of this period, what we're going to do is that for everybody who's a good trader and managed to hold on to some Eqo dollars, we're actually going to then buy them back off you.
All right, that's pretty amazing. So yeah, all right.
So if you think you're good enough, then come on have a go, and we'll see. But so there's a prize pool that at the end of the month will be used to buy back those Eqo dollars. Now, we don't know what's going to happen over the month with people, whether or not they're able to actually trade well and make some money. In which case they keep all of the money above what they had in original in Eqo dollars, and what they've got in Eqo dollars, we buy back from them. And you can also use it if you've already got assets on the exchange. You can actually use it then to top up the amount of collateral that you've got to trade, right? So we also do fun things like negative balances. so that you can run this position and the negative balance against the other assets that you've got on the exchange. So if the market's moving, you might think, oh, I don't want to actually get out here. The market's going to turn. It's just been a move. We allow you to do that. So, and then it's settled up at the end of October, and anyone who's left with them will buy them back from you. So it's an amazing piece of technology that really kind of harnesses the power of blockchain. And we know why we like this space. It's because innovation is able to come to market very quickly and give you cool things to do, to come and play with, to get access to us without, you don't have to put any money down on the exchange. You get your Eqo dollars, off you go. Simple as that.
So that is a good deal. That is very interesting. I mean, I think that is pretty amazing deal actually. So yeah, hopefully you guys are already well positioned to get the most out of the airdrop. And is there any way to get most out of this airdrop as possible? Because obviously what you've just talked about, you want those Eqo dollars.
Yeah, look, you get Eqo dollars by owning Eqo. So anybody who comes in and is buying Eqo, with the point we take the snapshot of the wallets, that's the point that you're getting awarded your Eqo dollars. Now, if you know someone on the platform who owns Eqo, who's been given Eqo dollars, it's potentially they might be in a position to send you some and invite you in. And for any of our existing clients who are watching, who've got the right Eqo balances to be able to send that, the double win on that is not only do you help your friend and bring them into Eqo and bring them into Eqonex, is that you then get the referral fees, which is 30% of their trading commissions. You get that as another bonus for inviting your friend on to come and actually use the collateral kickstart that we're giving them with EQO-D. So it's kind of win-win for everybody. So
yeah, and speaking about referral link, we have the giveaway going on, right, guys? So if you're not on the Eqonex exchange at the moment, just go to the link in the description of the video and you will get we have got a $50 giveaway for everyone who signs up using that link during the duration of this EMA. So please check out the description and check that out. Maybe we can look at a couple of questions here from the chat, if you will, just quickly. First, I'd like to see, we got something right here. Not sure if you can answer this, but is there any plans to, which coins are being planned on adding to the exchange? I'm pretty sure you can't disclose any information on that, but are you planning on adding more coins?
Yes. I can't tell you which ones. But yeah, look, we which kind of matches our kind of approach to this space is that we're very particular about which coins we list on the platform. So at the moment you see there's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, there's obviously EQO, there's GRT, there's Matic, there's Link, there's BCH, and we are continually adding to that list, but we have a very strict listing criteria to be able to make it onto our platform. I do not expect any time in the future that you'll find Dogecoin on Eqonex. We're not going to be there for that venue. But what we do is we ensure that the assets that are on our platform that are there for you and available for you to trade are the ones that are going to be around for a very long time, that have got incredibly competent teams behind them, have stood the test of time, if you like, from a technology point of view, so that you have that assurance that the coins that we list, we're willing to put our name to as being something that you can trust to interact with and you can trust to own. The amount of stories you hear of rug pulls and coins that just disappear over a period of time is enough to worry about. So we want to make sure that when you trade on Eqonex that you can trust the products that we're actually providing to you. So, but yes, there will be more and more coins. I expect that, I can't tell you, I don't know how much I can tell you, but yeah, there will be more coins, but they will be the top tier, top quality coins. Those were the ones that will be on Eqonex.
Yeah, and I guess that goes back to the principles of trust and security, right? You want to be, you want to be adding companies that you trust into your trusted exchange, because, like you said, you took Dogecoin as a good example. Like it's yeah, we don't really have to go there, but it's not really a high, top tier team behind Dogecoin working actively
Well,
on
yeah,
it.
I like the meme of Elon talking to the psychologist and psychologists like, so these developers, are they in the room?
Yeah, exactly.
That was brilliant.
Uh, yeah, all right. So we have another question here. All right, so that disappeared. Let's just do one question here. So we have, do you have any plans to increase volume on the exchange?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, for a start, EQO-D increases the volume on the exchange just by its existence, right? Because you're coming in, you're using EQO-D to trade. Therefore, that increases volumes on the exchange. You're also introducing people from the ecosystem in, making them aware of what Eqonex is about. Again, that does the same. And I think from the other side of it, we set out at the beginning to be an exchange that institutions could interact with and could use. And that's from institutions down, through the realm of professional trading groups, down to, people who trade full time for a living, and then, also, those benefits being passed down to retail. So what we have to think of is that in the last 12 months, probably a little bit longer now, 14, 15 months, what's happened with the COVID pandemic around the world has really kind of put on fast forward that institutional adoption in this space. So what we're seeing now is that institutions who were never thinking about coming into this space, professional trading groups who were never thinking about coming to this space, fund managers, corporate treasurers, they're coming now and they're seeking us out because of who we are and what we've done and why we've done it the way we've done. So we're seeing an enormous amount of interest for our products and for our services. And I think all you're going to see is Eqonex go from strength to strength, and our volumes just going up and up and up as these institutions are actually deploying more and more capital into this space. And it also should be noted that we do not market make on our own exchange. Everything that you see in our order book is our clients. It's not, we do not do that. And the majority of exchanges you go and trade on, how many times have you been on a bid and offer and it looks like it's traded enough to fill you and you never got a trade, right? So we do not do that. All of our data is clean, as we've got, a AAA rating from Nomics to prove it. So, for us, we know what's coming. We've all seen the institutional adoption in the press over the last year. I can confirm that, that is a real thing that's actually happening. So, and I think you're going to see that reflected in our volumes over the next kind of 6 to 9 months. You're going to see those volumes increase dramatically.
All right. Yeah, that sounds really cool. I love the fact that you're setting everything up and waiting for the floodgates, pretty much, and you're prepared for that. Another good question here is about marketing. So you're obviously not as well known as some of the bigger exchanges in crypto right now, but I like you do have the foundation. You should probably in the not too far distance. Probably you're going to become quite big, I'm sure, with that foundation. So are you having any plans, strategies on that promotional marketing stuff?
Yeah, no, I think this is one to answer, and it's in exactly the same way that we built product for the institutional standards, so the institutions can use it and that can filter down so you all get the benefit of that. In exactly the same way that you go to every large financial institution in the world today, they know who we are, right? It's just that we haven't come to you yet to say, oh, we're here, we're open, come and use us, right? So, and again, it's feeding down exactly the same way. And as much as, you don't see us across every platform you use, every advert that you see, you're starting to see more and more of us as we now come into the point that, we know what we've built is great. The clients we have know it's great. And we're now coming out to the market and we're introducing you to all of these products, the ability to do the things that financial institutions have been doing for years. you now, from a retail trader to somebody who takes trading very seriously to a professional trader, are able to use all of those tools and products now. And as we come out and we push out our marketing, I mean, you're going to see a lot more about Eqonex across this whole space. For us, you can't market a product that isn't ready. So as we've built out the product for the last 3 years, there's no need us going out there and spend millions of dollars putting display ads in front of you to come and use Eqonex, because we weren't open. So, now we are. Now you'll start to see the push. Up until the end of the year and into the year after, you're going to see our name everywhere as we push and push and push to let you all know there is a trusted, compliant, fully governed, regulated crypto counterparty for you to be able to come and utilize.
Yeah, so that's a great point, because like for anyone who's been in crypto for several years, you probably know that there's a lot of companies out there, projects, doesn't have to be an exchange, but they focus on marketing for a couple of months, and then all of a sudden they disappear, right? You see a very impressive price chart, and it kind of vanishes after that. And most of the time it's like super focused on marketing without any real products, right? And this is taking it the other way around, where you build a foundation, you wait for the volume to come in, and you start marketing when there's actually something to show and market. And I love that approach.
Exactly that. And now we're at the point where we can open up our services, our products to everybody, and everybody can have the benefit of using Eqonex and what has been built by 230 people for the last 3 years we've been running. So more than that, just over, nearly 4. So it's been a long time in building this, and now we're at the point where we're out talking about it, and we're welcoming you to come in, use EQO dollars, come and buy some EQO, get the EQO dollars, use that to as collateral. And see what the difference is when you're trading with an exchange. You can wake up the next morning and your assets are all still there.
Yeah, that's that's a good thing, obviously, and it happens. Rug pulls and exchanges just going offline. It happens, and it happens way too often with way too much money. So that's obviously a much needed change in that perspective. So I got one question on. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's an undervalued thing, right?
And it's saying that we're going to have this. We have to have this conversation, really, because it shouldn't be like that. But yeah, it is, and you're about to solve that. So yeah, I really love that. Further developments of the interface. So we have someone obviously trading futures, and they were asking about the development of the interface for trading futures.
Yeah, this is definitely a good question for me. I spent 15 years staring at a screen for between 12 and 14 hours a day, trading the world's traditional financial markets using the best technology in the world that was provided by companies that have been around 20 years. So for me as a trader, I want the best possible product to be able to trade on, so that I can execute quickly. I know what's going on. I haven't got to worry about anything other than price. Right? That's all I care about. What's the price? How does that reflect my trading plan? So for me, what we've been working on internally with an amazing team of people is building a crypto interface that you've just never seen anywhere else. So at the moment, if you go across crypto exchanges, they pretty much 95% of everything you see on a crypto exchange, you see on every single crypto exchange, right? They look the same. Some of them work a bit nicer in one way. Some of them work a bit nicer in another way. There might be a nice way to navigate on one exchange compared to another. But predominantly, they're essentially is a cookie cut for crypto exchanges. I'm sure of it, right? So for me, from a professional trading background, I want something that is visually intuitive, that is super quick to use, that I can actually configure in a way that I want to use it, not in a way that I'm told to use it by the people who design that exchange. And we've seen that across every crypto platform you look at. So what we're working on and what we have coming up is, in my mind, the best trading interface that I've seen on any crypto platform. And as I said, I've been trading since 2014, so I've seen pretty much everything that is out there or was out there. And what we're building now and what's coming out soon is a complete change to this landscape and a complete change to what you're used to seeing when you log onto a crypto exchange. I think that, you know, when we do release this, you guys are going to be like, whoa, that's amazing, that's different. You know, because you won't, what we're building, what we're rolling out, you don't see anywhere else. And your ability to be able to configure your own screens, to be able to see the information about your trading, your balances, to be able to, you know, customize the amount of leverage that you're willing to accept on your positions, right? Not being dictated to by an exchange that you've got this much leverage. For you to be able to choose and clearly be able to see that across different products. For you to be able to use cross collateral in a way that you can visually see how that works and why that's a benefit for you. The new trading, the UI that's coming out is something that I'm very, very proud of, and I think has been missing in crypto for a long time. So I think, you know, when we roll that out, you guys are going to be super impressed with what we've done.
All right, that sounds awesome, because like we have obviously, like, we're a trading community, educational trading community, right? So we have a lot of new traders coming in and learning how to want to learn how to trade. And when I'm with my private students, we talk a lot about how you need to know the exchange you're trading on, know the interface, because that is your workspace. That's where you're actually making the money. So like there's an edge in there. There's an edge in having a good understanding of your ability to you know, execute orders and how to do that efficiently. And if you're able to, because we all know what you're talking about the interface and how it's all the same, right? It's a pretty bad default interface, right? A lot of people use third party options to make it better. And you know, if you guys could fix that, that would at least help me, I know, and a lot of other people to kind of start working on that side of the edge development in trading. So yeah, that is a
for sure. And I think, you know, when you look at, you know, trading is getting access to the space is different for everybody. And you've got people who want to sit in front of a screen and trade every day. And I think, as you said, you know, that becomes part of your edge. Knowing instinctively how to navigate around that platform is super important. Then you have the people who just want to trade, you know, on a semi-regular basis. And again, when they come on, they don't spend 12 hours a day staring at these screens. They need to know how to use it immediately. You know, so these things are super important. And then you've got the people, you know, who don't want to trade at all, just want to, you know, deploy capital into this space and never look at a trading screen. You know, people like that will use, you know, our structured products. We're just about to launch an ETN in Germany, etc. So, you know, people that don't ever want to trade can still come to Eqonex, deploy capital into this space in a very secure, compliant, regulated way. So we're covering the whole landscape, from the guys that you're training who sit there, you know, 10, 12 hours a day, all the way to the guys who, you know, never want to trade but still want exposure to the space.
Yeah. All right. That's beautiful, man. Before we go into the last question, I want to remind people about the giveaway. So check out the link in the description. Click that link. Sign up to Eqonex and get a $50, right? It's a $50 giveaway for anyone who signs up during, you know, using that link during the AMA. So yeah, okay. So I want to start wrapping this up, and I want to ask about what's next for Eqonex, man, and how do you see Eqonex kind of evolve with the crypto space?
Yeah, so I think for us, you know, what we want to do is to continue to roll out innovative product, you know, that's super simple for people to be able to use and drives value to the ecosystem and drives value to your participation in that ecosystem, and doing that in a way that's, you know, regulated, compliant, and fully governed. And in order for us to do that, you know, we want to roll out the best types of products that we know that give you, you know, the most efficient use of capital, because it's that efficient use of capital that's going to allow you to make the greatest returns. So at the moment we have spot and perps. Very soon we will be rolling out our dated futures and options. So you add that in with the ability that you have for cross collateral and the ability for you to be able to choose your own leverage. we're giving you the full suite of products for you to be able to come in and make the most of the capital that you have and use it in a way that's going to allow you to profit from that and give you the best opportunity of making money. I think for us, as we look towards the end of the year, we'll be improving upon the whole kind of basis of what we've done with capital efficiency by rolling out our prime services, which will enable you essentially to custody your assets inside Digivault, but then be able to trade them on our exchange and our partner exchanges, which allow you then to trade even more trading strategies safely in the knowledge that your assets are within one custodian. And that's kind of the ultimate in capital efficiency in the crypto space. And it's something that in traditional finance has been around forever. In crypto, we're the ones, we're bringing it to you for you to be able to, to make better trading decisions and not have to worry about the safety of your capital.
All right, man. So I've actually got some interesting information here on the giveaway, something really cool. So if you sign up using the link, you will not only get a $50 bonus, a $50 giveaway, right? The first 5 people who stay on the exchange and trade, have if they achieve a 100,000 trading volume within the first 30 days, you're going to get a reward for $1,000 in EQO. And so the first trader, the very first trader that reaches a trading volume of 1 million will get $50,000 in EQO. So yeah, it's a no-brainer, right? Sign up, start trading. 5,000, of course, 5,000, not 50. God, whoa, I'm like, what? 50? No, 5,000, obviously.
You're gonna have to make up the rest of it now.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Obviously, 5K, not 50. All right, man. So I think that kind of wraps it up. So is there any final words you want to say before we wrap this up?
Firstly, thank you very much for having me on and taking the time to talk to me to find out about EQO and EQO dollars and Eqonex and why we're different from everybody else and why that's a good thing. And so I really appreciate being able to come on and talk to you about it. It's been good fun. I've enjoyed it, and hopefully we can do it again one day on our next airdrop.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and thank you, Matt, for joining here today. And yeah, see you in the next one. All right, take care everyone.